I think we're on. Yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Select Board meeting for May 29th, 2025 for the town of Limington. We will open it at 7:03 and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You will have the approval of meeting minutes for May 22nd.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of May 22nd.
I will second that. Any discussion? All
No.
in favor? The approval for warrants for week 22. Payroll warrant number 43, $27,892.20. And the appropriations warrant number 44 for $22,012, for a total warrants 43 and 44, $49,904.20.
I make a motion to accept payroll warrant 43 and appropriations warrant 44.
I will second that motion. All in favor? Thank you. Purchase order requests. How would
Sure.
you like to run down through the
Sure.
list?
Fire and EMS, a request to pay admirals for uniform accessories, $145.21. A request to pay cleaning specialists of New England, filters for ventilation, $148. A request to pay Stryker annual stretchers contract, $2,442. A request to pay the town of Limerick mandated structure testing, $326.66. A request to pay Wild One Motorsports for tires, mountain balance, state fee, disposal fee for the Unit 11, $411.32. A request to pay AAA fire extinguisher, repair 2 extinguishers, $8.25.
All right. I will make a motion that we accept these purchase order requests from Fire and EMS.
I will second that.
All in favor? I'm sorry, let me interrupt, just by saying, because I didn't announce it when we began, was that David Salazar is not here tonight because he is in Lewiston at a Maine Municipal Association newly elected officers training. So this is it, for fun and games. All of your entertainment is going to have to come from us tonight, so we apologize.
Parks and Rec. A request to pay Amazon for camp supplies, $442.66. A request to pay Town of Limington petty cash from Moy Modeo, $100. A request to pay Sleepers Ace Hardware for trowel and trash can, $50.98. And a request to pay Durfee Generators, the balance of the generator, $399.50.
I will make a motion that we accept these purchase order requests for Parks and Rec.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Public Works. A request to pay Amazon for supplies, $312.79. A request to pay Standish Auto Parts for excavator, truck 6, and cabin air filter, $279.04.
I will make a motion to accept these purchase order requests for Public Works.
I will second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Municipal Complex, a request to pay Amazon for envelopes, $70.17. And a request to pay York County Registry of Deeds, 13 lien discharges, $247.
I will make a motion to accept the purchase order requests for the Municipal Complex.
I will second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Thank you. Select Board Weekly Activities. David was in office with us before he had to leave to go to his training. So, we got purchase orders signed and time cards signed and all those things, and discussed a few of the things that we've been running on in the office. We also we were making out licenses, certificates for food trucks, events that are going to be happening. There are many food trucks that have come in with license applications, and so they've paid those. We've issued certificates for them, and that was done today. We did get an email from our main municipal guy who's helping us with the town manager, he has updated the employment agreement. So David's not here tonight, so we'll just discuss and sign. Next week, Jason has commitments, so we'll wait a couple of weeks and just sign everything as a full board.
Yeah.
So we'll take care of that. I met with, now that I'm a member of the Limington Academy Well Association, Bonnie Lord and I met Tuesday night and went over all of the issues and thoughts and processes, and I'm bringing myself up to snuff with all of that as well. So I want to thank Bonnie for her time Tuesday night and getting me all up to snuff with that. Anything else other than the updates for the departments?
No, I don't think so. No, not that I can, nobody really came in today, other than the department heads,
Yeah.
so,
So they brought us up to speed with what's happening in their departments?
yeah, I can go. Public Works, they're finishing up, North Road is finished ditching. They're still dealing with the beaver issues at a few locations. They've been mowing Town Hall, weed whacking. They're gonna start ditching Whaleback next week. That's pretty much it. Nothing's pressing. We gotta start looking for a wheeler for Public Works. Once we get through job descriptions, and we will.
The truck for, is that in his update?
Oh,
Is that
I
in
don't
his
know if it's in
weekly
his update, but we can bring that up when we, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Public Works side.
Okay,
Roll over to
and I
it.
think he's probably
If not, I'll
mentioned
just go down
that
through.
the Momodeo is open, so he's
Yep.
got that listed here too, so that's.
Yeah, I'll just roll into Madison's.
Thanks.
Before and after care programs and current programs. Before and after care program at HB Emery. Coffee social every Wednesday from 9:30 to 11 at the Old Town Hall. Indoor pickleball Tuesday and Friday nights at HB Emery from 6 to 8. Saturdays 9 a.m. to noon. T-ball and coach pitch baseball. Track and field, rugby, K through high school, and intro to softball clinic. Open registration online at limingtonrec.com. Summer camp 2025 open to kindergarten through 8th grade. Community yard sale Saturday, June 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Blake Memorial Field. $10 fee for a spot if you pre-register, $15 day of event. The concession stand will be open for food and beverage purchase, supporting the Limington Fire and Rescue. Reserve your spot online at limingtonrec.com. The 4th of July, they are looking to expand the 4th of July event, which is a community celebration at the Blake Memorial Field after the parade. Looking for business sponsors, basically local businesses to sponsor games and activities for the community. Tournament at noon and the fire department kickball game at 3 that day. Fireworks on Thursday night, June 3rd at dusk. More information and registration available at limingtonrec.com. Moy Modeo is open for the season. Daily entry fee is $10 per vehicle, and season's passes are $50 for residents, $75 for non-residents. Madison met with the Finance Committee last night and gave them a tour of Old Town Hall and Moy Modeo, updated them on revenue so far this year, $88,343 as of 5/28/25, and covered current and upcoming projects the Recreation Department is working on. And that's in from Madison. Did sign the purchase order tonight for Madison. We have found a truck for the rec department. It's a 2016 2500 HD crew cab, long box. And it came from down south. There was a New Mexico truck up until about 6,000 miles ago. It's only seen about 6,000 miles in Maine, so super clean unit.
Nice.
So
A
hopefully
good
we'll-
find, and we're grateful for
Yep.
the buyer
once
and the
that's-
seller.
once that's in hands, we will arrange to get it outfitted with a plow. So, what's that? Looked at the truck. I did not. Madison was here. They've road tested it. I will look it over just to verify, but knowing what the truck is, I'm pretty sure there's very few problems on that era. And that wouldn't revolve around Maine. Being out of state was a good thing, so. We did look at a couple other ones. He had a couple lines on other
Yeah.
ones, but they just wouldn't take the bids. So it was just out of price range. So that's moving forward. Code enforcement. Growth permits, 1, building permits, 6, electrical, 1, plumbing, 3, occupancy, 2, and entrance, 2, for a total of 15 permits in the last 2 weeks, totaling $3,162.40. Year-to-date's 125 permits for a total of $42,340.60. He's been on 14 inspections in the past 2 weeks. And I know some violations have gone out in the last week. Just circling back to, the junkyard issues, and so there's some of them, and we're just receiving complaints from the public about them now, so something that we are gonna be pursuing as we go forward, especially with the town manager coming in. Town manager is on board and has a process, so it should be.
Public counts.
Yep, exactly, so. That's it from code. Fire and EMS, I can truck right on if you want.
Go right ahead.
Month to date, 43, this week, 9, year to date, 275. This week is 2 fire calls and 7 EMS. Schedule was complete for last week. In-house, Wednesday night, crews went out pump training and hydrant flushing. Over the last few weeks, staff have gone to HB Emory 3 times to educate students about outdoor fire and safety prevention. With that being said, before I forget, they will be here tomorrow at the fire station. They have a field trip planned, and they will also be at Public Works. Their yearly students come in, and I don't know if they drive some lawn mowers or ride on the lawn mowers, and just a good event. Last year seemed to be really. They drive the trucks? Okay, yeah, so we start them young, it's great. Yeah, driver training, okay?
It takes 2, a kid down on the pedals and one up on the
Yep.
steering, right?
They're gonna test that Limington rec truck.
Yes, yeah, we got a bus, we'll just go. Maintenance conducted, none really. Vehicle, other than vehicles, engine 2 is out of service while we locate a place to have the truck worked on. Yes, engine 2 is out of service for a runnability issue. Engine 6 is waiting on the handle for the pump deck gun valve. A replacement part has been ordered. Month to date, we're 4 calls behind last May. Year to date, we're 21 calls behind last year. There were 2 requests for mutual aid this past week. One for a paramedic intercept to Sockopee, and one was Assist Limerick, who had a CO alarm going off. So that, I think, is
All right.
it.
We want to thank the department heads for their updates so that we can read them online and keep people up to date with what we're doing here. Great stuff. Yeah. Other than reading off the,
Yeah. Open it up to the,
I'll read this and we can open it up.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we got to kind of mix this up a little bit. At some point, rewrite it, right? Because I'm sure people on air are just reading it along with us because they've memorized it.
Yeah.
The Select Board office hours are Thursdays 2 to 8, and the on-air meeting time is Thursdays at 7 p.m. Transfer station hours are Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 4, and Wednesdays noon to 4 p.m. A transfer station sticker must be attached to your vehicle windshield for the disposal of all items. Transfer station stickers are available for $20 at the town office. No sticker is required to use the swap shop. The transfer station does not accept brush, yard clippings, or hazardous waste. Those items can be taken to Riverside Recycling in Portland. General assistance applications are available from the Select Board office during their normal business hours. Applications must be filled out and accompanied with supporting documentation and must be signed and returned to the GA Administrator or Town Clerk office. The Planning Board meets at the Municipal Complex the first and third Monday evenings at 7 PM. And after, like, I think off all May because of holidays and whatnot, they will be having a Planning Board meeting this coming Monday, June 2nd. So they did send out their agenda.
Yes, I forgot to print that.
I did too. I mean, I wrote, I'm like, I'm trying to remember the agenda, but.
I know
that's
one of
okay.
them was Ray Marshall was coming in with, was it Tech Metrics, or, to discuss a campground, and then,
Is it posted? I could get it. Is it
I think they've put it online.
yeah,
a public hearing? Do you happen to know?
I don't believe there's a public
No,
hearing.
no, I think
don't
it's just a
believe so.
planning board
Yeah, I think
meeting.
it's just a planning
Yep.
board meeting. And I know it's posted online, because I
Yeah.
did see Joyce had Patty post it, so.
Yeah, that was
I
part of the email.
apologize, I didn't print that.
No,
So,
but there is one Monday night, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
So, with no new news from the Select Board office, I'm sure David would have remembered everything that we're forgetting. So we are missing him.
Oh, is that it?
No, that's May 19th.
Oh.
But it is, that was a Limington Planning Board agenda from a couple of weeks ago, so. We will open it up to the public.
I do, but ladies first.
Well, age before beauty.
There you go,
I like
I
that.
like that.
So get up here.
Jake, come on.
Both you.
Jake Smith, come on up.
I have to say my name if you introduce
Yes,
me
please.
already. Jason Smith, 38 Morgan Lane. Actually, one of the questions is directly related to Bonnie. Last night, we were talking with Madison about Old Town Hall and rec and all of that things, and there was a little bit of discussion about the well situation, and we knew that, I think you guys are the only members on the association, right?
Yes.
Is it just two?
Well, no, there's 3.
But just like the select board, there are 2 out of, we have to have a quorum of 2 out of 3, and there were 2 out of 3.
Okay, so the questions were, where is the well, and what buildings does it serve, and does it get tested on a regular basis?
I have all of this information, Jake,
Well, I
because
don't have to make room for.
you don't need to sit down, no. The well serves the library, the Old Town Hall, the gym, Joe Hanley's home across the street, and the Lord residence.
So not the academy building?
It serves the academy. The well sits on the academy property.
The academy isn't currently using it.
The current, yeah, the academy is not in use, so it's not using water.
Okay,
It is attached to the water.
but the well is actually on the academy
Yes, it is.
property, so over on the other side of
The
the
gym.
garage, over,
On the academy, on the gym, is that between the library?
It's on the academy,
The academy property is where the actual well is.
Okay.
where the actual school building is, so not the gym.
Correct.
gym.
That's the confluence of
So the-
piping.
So what's on the gym property, that building there, is just the pump and an access point for water for the well, is that correct?
There's a spigot there, there's a well house.
That's just a pump house,
It's-
not the actual well, filters?
The filters, yes.
Okay. And then testing,
Is tested once a year,
once a year.
and the
in
results are posted.
October or November.
I'll let you say it, Tammy. I think a few years ago, since we first tested it in November, we tested just a year. after-
Yes,
Yeah, just
yes,
a
year after year in November,
Really
Jake.
good.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Tested before we closed, yeah.
Before it's closed up and covered for the winter.
But we,
Um,
it's important that everybody knows that we do post the results of the test publicly at the library or the Old Town Hall.
Yes,
I know
yes,
I'm
the,
off the mic here, but I'll say
the
that.
water testing is
Also-
posted for the residents that use it and the town facilities that use it.
The private residences get a copy of it, and then it gets posted at the two
At the
town-
at the Old Town Hall and the library.
The
Okay.
select board mentions it publicly at the first meeting after the results come in. I don't want to be off the mic about this this, but I know you know it,
Yeah.
Tammy, I'm just.
Yeah, yes.
We feel very
I'm sure that they
strongly-
were mentioned last November, what the test results were,
Yeah.
and will be mentioned again this November.
Feel strong, and it's in the bylaws, we have to do that.
Yeah. And is it, I'm guessing it's state law that gets tested as well because it serves a certain number. Gary.
I think it's because it
his
serves the
background.
public.
Yeah.
Private
He
residences
said
don't
something about
require
like
it.
26 people or more, and I'm sure that qualifies where it's private residences and,
Who's Gary?
Fullerton?
Oh,
No? Yes?
on the financial board.
Yes.
Yes.
Very full.
Gary Fullerton
Yeah.
says that if it serves how many? 25 or more?
I think he was saying 26. I mean, he wasn't sure, and that's why all the kind of the questions came up.
All
is 'cause
right,
we
well, I'll
talked
look
about
into
the well
that.
And things like that, and,
when the bylaws were written about that, we didn't, that wasn't.
but if it's getting tested, I think
Yeah.
it's covered, it's fine, so.
It is.
So, yeah, they were just, and mostly just for informational purposes is what it was coming up.
You're wondering if testing is required because of the number of people using it? That
That's
was
what
his
he, that's what he
question?
was saying, yeah, is that like, once it serves more than 26 people, it becomes like some kind of, he had a term for it, about a public water supply system, and kind of like if you're a campground, or like Moy-Medeo, probably all of those places, there's some,
But the fact that it being tested
Well, it's
yearly,
tested
that-
yearly anyway,
Yeah.
so
So it's a moot
it's
point.
kind of a
tested
moot
every
point,
year.
yes.
yeah, but, so I guess that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
This gets tested, so that's all you wanted to know.
Yeah.
And then, kind of, just a curiosity question, as you were reading this off, there were a couple of times when you said something about a request to pay Amazon, and it was just like supplies. Is that all that you guys see? I mean, how much do you get down in the weeds of, like, what those supplies are?
The POs will generally say toilet paper,
It does.
air freshener, yeah.
But the
Yeah.
heading is just
And it's
supplies.
usually
But
coming
the
from.
bills are right in the folder with the warrant.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the
So-
bills are right
wondering
there.
how much you guys
We can
keep
look at
this on.
every single bill if we want to, right? It's
Yeah.
right there in the same folder that the
The
warrant's
bill
in.
is usually stapled right to the purchase order, so,
So the invoice.
yeah, the invoice, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, I just wouldn't, okay. Budget. I know you guys have been working on the numbers and getting those so that they print in the
In the ACR.
ACR, thank
Yep.
you.
Yes.
Some acronym.
What's the ACR?
What's it
It's
stand
the,
for?
hang on, do I have it, no, wait,
It's
wait, wait.
basically a tally of how much money they've spent this year.
Appropriations.
Something report.
Yeah, this says expense summary report, but that's not,
That's what you mean.
that's what the ACR, yeah, it's the accounting,
Yeah,
it's the,
That's a report that gets printed directly from the operating system, correct, Jake? I know.
Trio
Yeah.
prints it out,
You guys
yes.
get a copy of that.
yeah, we get a copy of it.
Yeah.
I think
It's a running tally
Nikki
of
runs
the
it every week so
each-
that we can kind
Yep.
of see it, but there
Yep.
just hasn't
Each
been any,
department.
like, the
Numbers,
budget's not
yeah.
on there.
Well,
so
they're
we-
almost all done.
Okay.
They're almost all done.
95%, yeah.
Yeah, and the last question, I've checked with Emo, and he said that the flags that were on telephone poles on the parade route were sort of independent of the town, but that Public Works may have them, if there's any left, stored somewhere. And that sort of leads into the question is, would the town be willing to have a donation account set up so that it's not involving any town money, but just have a place for donations to go? And then maybe a team of volunteers that would at least get those up for the 4th of July, maybe by Memorial Day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Nancy
will-
Bosenhard started that, but I don't know who's replaced them over the years.
Emil and Sean were doing it, and then I think they kind of ran out of time, and it wasn't, I don't think they were getting donations in, so there was.
That's how they were getting
Like, it was like
replaced?
3 flags for a while, and then it,
Right,
I think it just
right.
kind of just went away. So I was just kind of wondering, if we had a team of volunteers, can we get the flags from Public Works? And would the town be willing to at least just hold that money in a donation account?
I'll check,
Or do
I'll
we need to
check
keep
with,
that independent of the town?
I'll check with
Independent
public.
of the town? Of town funds, you mean?
Well, it wouldn't be well, it'd sort of be town funds, because they'd be donating to town, and you
People
guys
would
are
be
holding the
donating
money.
to the account
But we
to
wouldn't be
replace the
taxing.
flags.
There'd be no tax money. It would be whatever flags that
A
we can
donation
get
account.
with the donation money that's
Yep,
provided.
yep.
So it wouldn't be taking any tax dollars or anything like that. It would just be,
Donation account,
basically, it would be, because I don't think one exists for it now. So it would be just opening that account and giving us a place to deposit that money.
Doesn't Fire and EMS have a donation account?
Yeah, for fire and
Yeah.
EMS.
number flags.
Yeah,
No, I
number
know.
five.
Oh, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'll check
Okay.
with Junior and see. I'll check at Public Works.
Because it wasn't fire and EMS that was doing it. I think it was literally just, well, it was a couple, I think it was Emil and Sean, and I think Public Works was probably putting them up.
nice. Are can you
But-
stand there, could I ask you a question to Al Jakes there? Is that account?
Huh, go right ahead.
Oh, Eddie, you want to ask? I'm sorry. But come take
No, I won't go far.
Okay, I'm just listening to this, and I just want to make sure I understand. I get the feeling that there are some flags that live down at the Public Works building, maybe, sort of in storage, but then we might need new flags. Somehow we might need
How
to
many flags
purchase
are on the route?
New flags. And so how many flags are on the route? How many flags are there? And also importantly, are those holders in place already on the telephone
the
poles
poles.
so that they're
I believe they are.
they're there?
And I just
So-
don't know, I don't pay attention, I guess, to the condition of them or how many of them are missing.
I will have it checked on tomorrow. I will send the crew around just to verify if because I'm assuming the crew was probably helping put those up at some point. So I'll find out what poles have them, if they have them, and how many poles, and have an actual count.
Sounds like a good project.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's brackets out there, but some of the,
Can you count on your way home?
but I mean, I was expecting to have to do that.
There you go.
Or
Thank you.
this-
Thank you for
whoever this-
volunteering,
Whoever
Jake.
this team of volunteers.
like that.
I essentially was volunteering for this, and I was hoping that there would be people that would help me do it, but didn't really want to just come out and say that. But I certainly wasn't expecting, like,
The
Public
the
Works has got enough to
involuntary
do.
volunteer.
Public Works has got enough to do. I mean, we certainly, and it isn't even, at this point, I'm not even asking about, like, how many flags we need or anything like that. I'm just asking whether or not the town would be willing to be at the place to put this donation.
A
account,
depository.
Or whether I need to go to, like, GoFundMe or something and start something there.
No, because they'll take some of it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
They take a percentage.
See, that's how much I know about it.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Maybe,
No, I
and
think
I
it
don't
would be
know
a-
if it's something, we set it up through the rec website. I know they've got like donation streams
It probably would
there
be
and things
easier.
there.
I think Madison's got a pretty good website, a pretty good base.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think,
QR payment system.
so, yeah.
Well, that's the other thing, is that like if you set up something here, they'd have to literally be
Come
standing
here.
here. and-
Whereas
and
with the
Betty, but
QR
if
system,
it's
Yeah,
only-
you're
accept
creating
payments,
work, Jake.
Yeah.
But thank you.
So it could be a, yeah.
Nice to know that you're making more websites for.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
And again, so coming to you, can we do that through the town, and can we get access to the flags that may or may not exist?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
We'll
will
have
check.
to
We can.
speak with the other one, make a motion,
Yep.
right, and pass it to do such, once we look at the site, get Madison's okay, you know what I mean, for ease of payment, and then ask Public Works. So there's a few questions that need to be asked
I'll
first.
find out if there's flags kicking around or not, and if they are,
I
I'll
do
round
know
them
that,
up.
like, just doing very preliminary research. I
Yep.
mean, you can get the pole and the flag for like less than $20 on Amazon or something right now. So
Right.
it doesn't, I mean, depending on how many we have, even if you've only got enough donations between now and the 4th of July for 5 flags, I mean, right now, there's not many up there.
Yep.
But I think there's 3 that are out there right now.
Oh,
Mine have been
really?
Out there all year.
All right, we'll check down to Public Works and see if they have any excess flags sitting down there. So,
and then will you open an account so we?
yeah, we'll talk with Madison about
receiving
If
funds.
we can do it through his website, we'll explore the avenues with the easiest way to make donations.
But in the meantime, if somebody wants to donate, hearing this, and they want to come into town hall and leave an envelope for the flags, and I would say that's not a
Yeah,
problem.
flag donation.
Flag
yeah.
donation, that'd be great.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Not just
Yeah, we'll tell the
No,
office
right.
what we're doing so that we can make them aware.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we'll explore all that, Jake. We'll ask, if is there more flags?
Right,
You know,
I'm-
How many do we have to purchase? How much will that, and then we can at least announce that on air next week as well. We need so many flags
I'll-
at this much
I'll have an
cost.
exact
And
count.
that way people will know there's a limit, right, to the fundraising. Yep.
$dollar.
We're not gonna go way over and then, things like that. But we could always have a couple of extra flags over and above in case wind and damage and stuff like that.
Flag slush fund, if you will.
Certainly don't discourage people from having a limit to their giving of money. We will happily accept whatever money people want to give.
Exactly.
The flags do fail and need to get replaced.
Well, that's what I mean. We need to, I said we'd have excess.
Take the money.
Take the flag.
I don't think you'll have that problem, but
Noted. Thank you. I'll add that to the notes, Jake. Anyone else would like to stand up and chat with us, please? Hey, no. Bonnie? Addie?
No, I don't. He already made all the announcements for those.
I had a couple of questions from what you said. Thank you, Bonnie, Lord Laughlin, Cape Road. Tammy, you mentioned the food trucks, and I'd love a little more information about that. Have I missed out that we've given the registration to food trucks other years? I forget exactly what you said, but it sounded like there were more that were.
There are food trucks that
And where do
operate in
those-
Limington,
and
right?
Where does a person find those?
All right, let me tell you.
We get educated
This is going to be
tonight.
free advertising,
Yeah,
right?
sounds
Naturally Jamming on Cape Road
Very good.
has a food truck. And they have been expanding their yard to have several food trucks there for every other Tuesday in the summer,
Starting this coming
starting
Tuesday.
this coming Tuesday.
This is helpful already. Thank you.
Then,
I am not quite certain of the actual time, though.
ask
Afternoon, I don't know. So I don't want to say what time frame, but it's 8:02 Cape Road. There will be, the food trucks that have come in have a myriad of different lovely taste availabilities, you
What
know?
are some of the others? Where do we find, what are some of the others? It's almost supper
the
time.
one that came in
It's
tonight was
barbecue.
barbecue. He
The
does,
barbecue person came
pulled
in.
pork, burnt ends. Mr. T's.
Mr. T's,
Yeah,
yeah. Terra Firma.
yeah. What's the one that's been out at the end of 25 in Cape Road? What? Yeah,
That's
but that-
Licensed to Grill.
Licensed to Grill. Good food, been there. Yeah, been there.
So, yeah, and Jetty has ice cream,
Yep,
all kinds of ice cream goodies. So.
yep.
Down by Great Uncle Merlin's, yeah.
They seem to be Monday nights. Is it Monday nights? At 4 to 8.
4 or 5 to 8.
Yeah, I think, yeah, 4 or
Monday
5,
nights.
Mondays.
Who's that? Oh, you mean?
Licensed to Grill.
Licensed to Grill,
Yeah.
right.
They're right at the end
Well,
of
a
Cape
lot of
Road.
these food trucks go to Cornish, right? Because
Every
they
other
do-
Tuesday.
They do every other Tuesday. So the idea is to have them come to Limington every other Tuesday, that they're not in Cornish.
Yeah, so this Tuesday, you'll have the big group of them at Naturally Jamming on Cape Road. And then the following Tuesday, they'll be up at the fairgrounds in Cornish. And then the following, they'll be back here. So, yep.
So you do have something, no, stand up, no. Yeah. We want to hear you.
Okay.
105 Moody Road, Addie Trefero, it is 4 to 8 p.m.
4
4
to
to
8. I
8.
thought it was, okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
On Mondays.
On Mondays for
Yeah.
license.
Oh, for license to
Yeah,
grill.
yeah.
All right, thank
They
you.
do burgers, smash
It's
burgers, hot dogs.
It's also on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yes, that's
It's
where
on
I follow them.
Facebook, so this whole thing is on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'd love to see those things on the website too, because not all of us are on Facebook.
Yes.
The new thing here at Naturally Jamming, literally just starting.
This has just been
Yeah,
forming.
yeah. We just got informed tonight about who, what, where, when, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the info. The second question I had was, Jason, when you talked about, forget your word, but it had to do with sort of the something about the beaver problem and something to do with North Road. So could you elaborate on that, please? As
Yeah,
much
no,
as I
it's
can hear about
multiple locations. It's just the Public Works has been going down, unblocking culverts, is what I mean by the beaver problem.
Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah,
blocking culverts.
The
We
culvert,
haven't-
because what's happening is they're building their
Dams. They're damn
dams, and it's starting to block up the culverts, which can wash out the roads.
Right.
So we're weekly now, Public Works has been going to these problem culverts, digging them back out,
Okay.
so that's what I meant by
Trying
the
to
beaver.
discourage the little buggers.
Yeah.
But we're trying to discourage them humanely. I am
Yes.
here in front of the lectern to make my
Yes.
case for us being a humane.
Oh, they haven't done
capable of a
anything. They're just
humane
trying to discourage them by, yeah.
We just keep removing what they're building.
Behavior with the beavers who's, they can't help but do what they're born to do, which is to build their lodges, and they hear water, as I understand it, and they have to go build a lodge. That's what they do.
Oh, they do,
Just
weekly.
like
They
we have to go find a food truck sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
So-
just, yeah, they've been weekly, just keeping an eye
Yes.
on, making sure the roads don't get damaged and the culverts don't get fully blocked,
Okay,
so.
nothing to do with beaver, damaging the beavers.
No
No,
damaging
no.
beavers.
No.
Beavers kick their young out when they're a couple of years old, so those young
Yeah,
have to go find a new place.
a new territory.
So not only do you have the beavers where they grew up,
Yeah.
still there,
Yeah,
the parents,
yeah.
the baby beavers have moved on to other waters,
I hear ya.
building more dams.
It keeps us busy.
It
and
keeps us busy.
It keeps us creative about how we can all live happily ever after, I hope. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Actually have something else, but I just wanted to say, I love the correlation between a beaver hearing water and has to go to build the dam, much like us hearing a food truck go by and having to get a burger.
We're all motivated by something,
I didn't know how
Jason.
entertaining tonight's meeting was
It's
gonna be.
motivation.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm hungry.
I just wanted to mention, the next financial advisory meeting is gonna be June 11th.
June 11th, Financial Advisory Committee meeting,
I meant to say that
7 o'clock.
last week,
Well,
not this
after,
week's, but
after us.
No, that's
I think it's a Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they're
and
off.
It's a tour. It won't, there,
Oh.
I don't believe there will be anything on TV, just like last night's was not
Oh,
on
okay,
TV, but
gotcha.
I did just want to kind of
Yep.
say that there was.
Another-
gonna be-
Another department,
It's a tour of a department,
yes.
so we won't be here in the building. So last night we met and it was a tour of Parks and Rec.
It's not a meeting that the public really should have access to.
I think if the public would like to come, and I think any of those meetings that they need to be announced, and that's
Yeah.
kind of why I was mentioning it, but
Yep, yep.
I mean, it's,
So where's this one gonna be, Jason?
I believe it's fire.
Fire and EMS?
Fire and EMS.
Okay. June 11th.
And they did talk about Public Works, but I guess that would be the three of you folks or your foreman down there that would lead that.
Yeah, I'd have to have an idea date.
June 11th. I think we could do two. It doesn't take long to do fire and EMS. They're all in one building. But you'd have to talk with.
But what
Todd
time
about
do
that.
you guys have available? Because they're gone when you guys meet.
Right, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Last night we did 6 o'clock and Madison was willing to meet us, so,
3 hours after we're closed.
yeah.
So,
I mean, if it's not possible, it's not possible, but I know.
no, I don't know what you guys, your tour consists of. Is it, I mean, worst
Question and
case, I can
answer?
open a door and show you around. If that's, I don't know what you guys were,
I mean, you saw what Madison wrote. I mean, we just talked about like what his plans were. We looked at the facilities, talked about his plans for the facilities, you know, what they were, so public, like fire and EMS is gonna be, here's the trucks, this is the next one that's gonna be replaced, this is what we're going,
Right.
this is the truck that we bought a new one for, things like that. The facilities.
Yep.
And then the public works, I have not been on one of those
Yeah.
tours, but I think it's kind of the same thing. Here's the trucks, this is the one that we just
Equipment.
built, this is the one we built last year, the 550s, the loaders, this is the equipment we've got, these are the facilities.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that in the past has included like transfer station, I mean, what's under public works? It's this
yeah, no,
down
transfer
here,
station. I was just,
transfer
actually, I
station.
never mentioned, I was up there today with Junior, just looking over, and there's some rocks and stuff that are gonna be moved around up there, and, yeah, they're doing
I
a
mean, we
great
don't-
job.
We don't need like a, hey, this is the road we're gonna go coal patch tomorrow, that's not what we're looking for. We're
Yep.
looking for the facilities.
Right.
Essentially, the capital investments that we have and
Yeah,
what's
the
there.
on-hand, the lifts, yeah.
Yeah,
Where are the rocks that you mentioned?
I was up there today, just the
The ones
layout
that line the-
of big rocks are just laying on the lawn, once you get up to drive down,
Where is that?
at the Public Works.
Tro-
Inside, I mean, sorry, no.
Transfer
at Transfer station.
Okay.
So when you go up there and you got the little house, to your right, you got that path, the driveway, and they're lining the pathway down there for no apparent reason. So they want to move them, it makes it maintaining the lawn easier as well, rather than trying to weed whack, and they're really not there for any other purpose, so, yeah. No?
You could mention, you could repeat the question if you don't mind.
Oh, he was asking if it was a landfill protection, and, no, it's just on the lawn. It's just on the edge of the lawn for no apparent reason, per Public Works, so.
Make it pretty.
I don't know. I didn't see any reason for them to be there either, so. No. I think
Well, I think a long time ago, that
the,
the rocks were used in a lot of different
to make it
places.
look aesthetically,
Yeah, but
pleasing.
keep cars off,
yeah,
right? Keep them on the roadway, so
yeah.
we're hoping that people know that the tarred area is
Yeah,
where
the-
the trucks go.
Big black pavement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hmm?
Anything else?
That was fun.
Awesome. If there is no other input from the audience, from the public, we will ask for a motion to adjourn.
You good? I make a motion that we adjourn.
And I will second that motion. All in favor? We have adjourned at 7:46, and thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Owen. And everybody come next week and join us.
Yes.